Welcome to Run It Back Philly. DJ Eastwood doesn't need your mother***ing intro.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better...
Number 3, you might not see coming. You need to trade Matisse Thybulle before anybody finds out that he can't play basketball. You have to.
I love it.
You have to. Because they don't know yet. Other people don't know yet. You know, the other fan bases at least don't know yet. And I don't think any other GMs even know yet. They think he's this amazing all-worldly defender. There was people tweeting about the Sixers losing and saying, why the hell would Matisse Thybulle only have 12 minutes in the game? What are you doing, Doc Rivers? And I'm like, say you didn't watch the game without saying you didn't watch the game. This guy can't play. He can't play. He missed a wide-open layup in the first quarter, and that was it. You're done. I mean, what are we supposed to do here? We need guys that can score. I don't care if you can get 6 interceptions. Go play in the NFL. You have to be able to play basketball. And I just don't think everybody's realized yet how bad he is offensively besides the Sixers fan base. You got to trade him because he has value right now.
Yeah, I mean, his defense isn't even like, dude, his defense is good. He makes flashy plays, but in reality, his defense is not very great. Like he is the poster boy for like numbers. He is a poster boy number guy. Send him to Denver because that's exactly what they deserve. A guy who looks like he's really good on defense on paper, but in reality, you watch him, he's going to foul a 3-point shooter 3 times a game. He's going to make bonehead plays, and he only gets away with all of his overplaying and overcompensation on defense because of Joel Embiid. Like so much of his defensive prowess apparently is only because of Joel Embiid being down low and his gravity that he has. Matisse Thybulle is a very good defender on special particular plays, but in the general word of defense, he's not very good because he gets beat. He's always behind the guy with the ball. He's always trying to do some dumb shit and he fouls him.
You're right. You're right. It's highlight defense. It's things that he does that make when you watch it, you say, oh my God, that was amazing. But then you see that over the course of a whole season or 2 seasons, and you start to realize, yes, that looked awesome what he did that one time in the second quarter, but did it really benefit the team throughout the entire game? No, because on the other end, he can't do anything. And but somebody in the chat said he has no value, and everybody knows he can't play basketball. I disagree. They will take the bait. They will sell it to their franchise. We just got we just got the best defender in the league. We were already this level, like somebody said, Denver. We were already this level. Now we just added the best defender in basketball. Boom, Matisse Thybulle. The fan base goes crazy. They all buy a bunch of Matisse Thybulle jerseys and start watching his highlights on YouTube. They would take the bait, I really think.
The highlights look good too, man. The highlights look good.
What's your number 3?
We need to trade him. My number 3 is get guys who are around the margins. Win the margins, Daryl Morey. Win the margins. Go get like a Torrey Craig, a Jay Crowder, a Dog, a Morris brother, a dude who just wants to win so goddamn badly. He wants to do anything it takes to win, and he's going to just get on his own guys. Like, you go back and look at the Miami Heat when they had like that huge fight between Jimmy Butler and Eric Spoelstra. And they're like, oh, the Heat's done. Heat are in the Eastern Conference Finals right now. That's the type of guy. But the Sixers' most success in the process era is Jimmy Butler. That's the last dog we had. We need to go out and get a dude like PJ Tucker, a guy like Pat Beverly, who I tweeted a week ago as soon as the Wolves lost, I said, go get Patrick Beverly. Is he that good? No. Is he probably going to get too many minutes on the Sixers because Doc Rivers thinks he's going to be like an all-star at the age of 34 because he's a veteran and Doc Rivers goddamn loves veterans? Probably. But Pat Bev is still a dude who's just going to work so hard, set an example for the young guys, be the guy who people look at to just work as hard as possible, accept your role no matter what it is. The Sixers have not had one of those guys in how long? How long, man? And that's where the Sixers lose a lot of the times. We don't win gritty, tough games because we don't have a guy in the clubhouse who is like just pushing everyone.
Yeah, I agree, man. We don't. We haven't had one of those guys, since Jimmy Butler. We haven't had one of those guys. And
Yeah.
guys with heart, guys that are gonna give 110% on the floor every single play. And it was put into perspective when PJ Tucker was shutting down James Harden. And I've said it probably 10 times since then, and I'm going to say it again right now. PJ Tucker is over 5 years older than James Harden. And he made him look like a punk. A punk, dude. There was so many offensive rebounds where they were in the same spot. Ball comes off the rim. PJ Tucker ends up 12 feet away with the ball in his hands, and James Harden is still standing under the rim. PJ Tucker, you're not stopping the guy. There's nothing you can do. He's going to try to get that ball as long as he has a beat in his heart. And that's the kind of guys you need on this team. We just have too many guys who stick a hand out and stand there or physically can't get down with offensive rebounding and playing defense like that. And I guess that leads me to my number 4, which is somehow, some way, get rid of every unathletic, sluggish turd of a player on this team that looks like they have cinder blocks for feet, that looks like they're running in quicksand. Get rid of all of them. George Niang, you're fun. You're entertaining. You can hit a 3 once in a while. Please go somewhere else. I'm sorry. I know my boy RB, has your contact information. You guys are friends. I'm sorry, RB. Niang has to get the hell out of here. You can't have him on the floor in the playoffs because he can't guard my 6-year-old or my grandma or my sister or my mom or me or Greg or anybody. You can just blow right by George Niang and score, and it's a plus-minus. You give us 3 points on the other end, you give up 17 on defense. You have to find a balance. Furkan Korkmaz, just please, I'll pay for your plane ticket back to Turkey.
Dude, I'll take off an arm for Furkan Korkmaz to go. I don't care, dude.
You just can't have that many, James looked, James at least this season couldn't guard anybody. Then you add all those guys that can't guard anyone, and Danny Green was slipping as far as his athleticism at 35 years old, 36 years old. So too many guys that can't guard anybody, too many guys that can't get a rebound. You just need athletes, man. You need athletes.
Yeah, number 4 for me is add wing help and add depth. Which, all right, so look, I'm not going to say get rid of Niang because I love George Niang, and I think he's great at what he does. But the problem is, and why we look at a lot of these guys and say they suck, is because we play them too much. I love George Niang, but he's not a guy who deserves 20 minutes a game in the playoffs. Like, if we're giving Niang 8 minutes a game in the playoffs instead, he doesn't have to even play every game, and there's just one game where he goes like 6 of 9 from 3. Like, that's huge. He wins us a game. His job is done. That's all we need.
Yeah,
I like George Niang. But it sucks that we have to be like, get rid of him, because I think it's less about how good or bad they are. It's more about the fact that we just don't have any guys who are reliable first off the bench type of guys. Like, that's the problem. Like, we just don't have a good bench. We never have. And the Sixers need to go out and get athletic. I like Niang, but he's a spot up 4. He's a better Mike Scott. You know what I mean? Like, that's all it is. We just can't give him 20 minutes a game. Furkan Korkmaz should not be in the country anymore. That dude is not good enough to play in the NBA. He's not good enough to play in the G League. He's not good enough to play college basketball. He's probably not good enough to play at my old former Division II Shippensburg University basketball squad either. That man should be back in Turkey playing for his neighborhood team because he is the worst player in the NBA.
The worst player in the NBA.
Not be getting minutes. What?
The worst player in the NBA is Furkan Korkmaz.
Yeah, I hate him. I want him nothing but sadness for that man until he leaves. Remember when he asked for a trade? Yeah, dude, you're the man, Furkan. You're LeBron James, dude. Everyone wants to be like you. Scumbag.
He was mad he wasn't getting on the floor. He thought and he still thinks he's that good. That's the funny part. A lot of people think that his social media posts and the things that he does is because he's funny. I'm starting to think, no, he really thinks he's a superstar because in his home country, he was a superstar, and he's the one God. That. Yeah, him and Dario Saric are the ones that came over to the NBA. I'm sure there's others, but he thinks he's a star, and that's why I always say I respect his confidence and his quick trigger and his just willingness to shoot the ball whenever he touches it. But it became clear to me that that's simply because he thinks he is Ray Allen in his prime.
I respect nothing about that man. He's utterly horrible at basketball. He has never been good at it. He fooled everyone. He fooled Romp. Romp loves that man. And I just want, I literally, dude, my only one out of the 5 that I genuinely care about is I never want to see Furkan Korkmaz play in a 76ers jersey again. He's genuinely the worst. But the Sixers need to get quicker. We need to have 3-and-D guys. We need to have guys who can run up and down the court, play defense at a relatively okay to high level off the bench, and shoot a goddamn three-pointer off the catch. He doesn't need to be dribbling. He doesn't need to be creating. He doesn't need to be doing what Furkan Korkmaz thinks he can do. He just needs to catch the ball, shoot the ball, play defense, not get blown by.
Yes.
That's all it is.
Exactly. Rob R., thanks for the support. Part of what you guys are saying goes back to Doc Rivers being a terrible development coach. Look at the Celtics. Grant Williams and Peyton Pritchard wouldn't even see the floor in a Doc Rivers team. I completely agree with that. He might be the worst development coach I've ever seen. Name a single player that Doc Rivers found. You know, we people agree pretty much that Tyrese Maxey fell in the draft. He was known at Kentucky as a player that's going to be good in the NBA. That's not a find. You know, that's not a find for Doc Rivers. Played Furkan Korkmaz for 4 months straight, and the guy was like 1 for 270,000 from 3 and just continued to do it. And that's the thing about his lack of development. When you see a guy that bad that you continue to play, but you won't put Isaiah Joe on the floor, explain it to me, Doc. I need to know why. And DeAndre Jordan, if you're playing somebody that bad, but you're refusing to play Paul Reed or Charles Bassey, I need to know why. He doesn't know why. He just I've never seen somebody like just as stubborn and as arrogant and as stuck in his ways as Doc Rivers, and he's just making excuses, and he makes excuses for why we lost and we're going to come back next year. I don't even know why he wants to come back. Why do you want to come back? We hate you. The entire city hates you. The whole Wells Fargo Center hates you. The whole city of Philly doesn't like you. Don't come back, please. Thank you for that, Rob.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you